homegrown freeze-dried greens.
We'll have to.
I gotta think through everything that needs to be.
Wait, that's where the root cellar.
I know. It's pretty cool, huh? I'm making such a big mess. All right, let's get straws. Friday, come get your smoothie. Can I have your Pepsi? Thank you. You want to take Royal his? You want to take Royal his smoothie? She left her. You guys are so sweet. All right, drink it outside. Mommy's gonna come drink it out here with you, okay? Go on now. It's such a beautiful morning. There's soft butter beside the stove. If you want to get it out and put butter on it, bring it up here. Two of them are for rice. Okay, now drink yours.
What?
Does mommy's always taste better? It's the same thing. It's the same smoothie.
Can we go swimming?
Is your bed made?
Yes.
Did you pick up 5 things? Did you clear the kitchen table? That's Justice's job. Did you put your smoothie thing in the sink and wash it out?
Yes.
All right, well, you do mine.
Mommy.
Okay, well, you have to wait for Justice because you can't swim alone.
Mommy.
What do you want to do with those clothes, babe? Oh, you are cute in a skirt. I have a lot to do today. This is Bree. Welcome to my home. I have a lot to do today. And I am sitting here in my favorite chair, procrastinating, getting out of it. You gonna have a good day?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna help mommy when the girls aren't here? That's really why I'm procrastinating, because I'm like, oh, my daughters aren't gonna be here to help me today. You don't realize how much you depend on your kids in some form or another till they're not here. They go to camp for a whole week soon, and I'm just like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
I don't know.
They are chefs in this house. They are garden harvesters. They are weed pullers. They are garden waterers. They are baby chasers. They are living room picker-uppers. But they're just gonna be gone for a little while today. I do have a lot of food preserving to do today, but you know, sometimes I lack motivation to do food preservation because it's not really my favorite thing. So I find what helps me is if I'll do something I want to do, then it'll get me energized and motivated to do the things I don't want to do. So what I really want to do is put together this jungle gym I bought for the kids. Thank you, sir, for your services. I need that.
Did you know all horses in the world used to be wild? No, I'm not here.
Okay, just pull it right here.
Did you know?
I didn't know that. I mean, I figured probably, yeah, at some point they would have all been wild, huh? That makes sense. Who told you that?
Myself.
Oh, yourself? You figured that out yourself?
Yeah.
This thing is heavy. All right,
All
keep it.
animals used to be
Oh, God, that's really heavy. I'm a pretty strong person. Do you think you can pull that?
without knocking the camera over.
Just at all. Do you think you can pull it?
Yep.
All right, let's see. This is where it's going to get hard because you got to go up a hill now.
Nope, not hard at all.
Awesome. That thing is heavy. You gonna help him? Push, Lulu, push. Push it, Lulu.
She's not helping that much.
She's trying to.
Not even push.
She's trying to help.
Whoa, it's too heavy.
Good job.
Not done pushing.
Yeah, well, that's how you teach babies to help, though, is you let them help even when they're not helpful. That's why you're such a good helper, is because I let you help all the time before you were able to be helpful.
Mom, let's figure it out.
All right. Wild, are you ready?
Yeah. This.
Just help me lift it off. Go this way. I gotta go get one more thing.
I think Julie might want to get on.
Let her get in.
Want to go swim?
So this is, Grace, this is that pop-up shade tent. Like we had it when we went camping.
Yeah.
But I returned that one because it was too small and got a bigger one. But I was thinking we can put the babies in here while we put that together. Maybe. Oh. Did you get that on camera? I guess so. Alright, this is what we're trying to build. All the reviews say it's very hard to build, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna get it done. Okay, fail. We're all too hot to do it. The bars are too hot. The shade thing is too muggy. We're gonna wait till an evening or a cloudy, overcast day. Air conditioning. I will never complain about air conditioning. Okay, I think it's nap time. So we'll do nap time and then we will start all of our food preservation jobs for the day, which there's a lot of them. Hey, bring me Lulu. Oh, it's night-night time. That's why you're so grumpy. Good night, good night. Beloved. Good night, sleep well, my dear. Okay, so before we harvest our onions, there's a really important step. And that step involves getting them to dry out some. Now this isn't the curing process, but this is stopping them from pulling water up, and then so that they'll start forming the skin, they'll start drying out a little bit. Help with the onions. Come on, I'll show you.
Are we gonna harvest them?
Not yet. We're not gonna harvest them yet because we gotta do something first.
I'm harvesting them today, but
Not yet.
Can me and Water go swim in the pool?
Not yet. I need help first. Okay, so before we harvest our onions, there's a really important step. And that step involves getting them to dry out some. Now this isn't the curing process. Basically what you're gonna do is you're just gonna bend the neck over. Doesn't really matter what direction. You're just gonna bend it over like that. You can see this one's already been done. And what this does is it signals to the plant to stop drawing up water into it, and it'll start forming. What'll happen is because it's not drawing up water into the bulb and into the plant anymore, it'll start drying out these skins and preparing them to be stored.
Huge one.
I know, there's some big ones in there. Yeah. See, that was an easy garden job today, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Get this last one. Bit over. So a lot of people think that this actually causes your bulbs to get bigger. And I've done research on this and it doesn't do that. A lot of times your onions will just do this naturally. The necks will just fall over when they're ready to be harvested. But mine weren't falling over, shockingly, even though they're huge. And so I needed to come out here and bend all the necks over because I am ready to harvest these onions. I don't want the bulbs to get too big and then split. And I don't want them to rot like if we suddenly get a lot of rain, because they are ready to be harvested. So we're gonna start the process now. And the first step in harvesting and curing your onions and then storing them is bending the necks over. Although this is a beautiful sight, it's also kind of a sad sight. Some of my onions I replanted, and so they are not ready to harvest yet. And I don't know if they'll get as big as the ones that I planted on time. These were planted kind of late. However, what I will show you, what will grow your bulbs larger is moving the soil back from around the bulb like that. That will actually encourage the plant to grow a larger bulb. Of course, while I'm in here, I should probably harvest what needs harvesting. Check the squash. Get some little baby squash for supper. I always twist my squash off. Zucchini real quick. There's a lot coming on, but it's not quite there yet. I picked a bunch yesterday and accidentally left them in the garden. So we'll see how they do. What's up, dude? You hot in there?
No.
What are you playing?
I think we tried growing cabbage, but it was too close together, so it like went off.
You say thank you, Mama. Popsicle time. Can you?
It's extra fast.
Oh, because you put it higher. So boys, I've got to go put up the cabbage, so y'all gotta stay and play with the babies for a little while, okay?
Okay, and then
Then pool. Yeah, well, let me get one preserving project done.
then we can talk.
That pool sure does motivate people to get work done around here. That might have been a really great idea. Let me see. Ooh. Are they both loose?
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
I got these two teeth and then these two teeth.
Nice. All right, I got the girls off to their activity. Got everybody fed. The babies are now up from their nap. I ran out of time thinking I could get some of this done while they were napping, but of course I ran out of time. The way that I am going to preserve this cabbage is very simple. I'm gonna take off all the gross leaves from the outside. Now this cabbage sat outside a little too long, so there's gonna be some gross leaves on there. But you're gonna pull off any leaves on the outside that are moldy, that have insect damage, or that are rotting, anything like that, just any nasty leaves. Then you're just gonna take saran wrap and wrap it around the cabbages. I like to wrap a few layers around just to make sure that everything gets covered really well, and that just seems to make it, preserve it a little bit better. There you have it. And then I'll show you where I'm gonna store them. Okay, so I wanted to show you a few exceptions to this process working. So for instance, this one has a big split down the side. It's kind of hard to see it on camera, but this is not one that would preserve well. So I am going to clean it up, but I will just stick it in my refrigerator, because then I'll know I need to eat that one fairly quickly, because it is not going to preserve well. Another thing you might see on your cabbage is layers of, let me see if I can find the leaves. Layers of leaves, or layers of cabbage leaves that have a teeny tiny little bit of browning on the edge. Some cabbages will have that on the edge of a lot of leaves all the way down through the middle. So if I'm seeing that layer after layer, that's another one I'll set aside to put in my refrigerator rather than in a root cellar or in a different like preservation refrigerator. I just wanted to show you that really quick, that you shouldn't store every single cabbage. Only store the ones that look the absolute best. The rest of them, store in your fridge and eat them first. So just a little tip. When you go to get these out of storage, the outside leaves are gonna look pretty bad. So just like we did today, you're gonna pull, because you know, I waited too long to harvest these, so a lot of the outside leaves were starting to rot and even mold. Look. See how disgusting those are? It's pretty disgusting. So a lot of the outside leaves looked like this on all these cabbages. But then once I clean them up, you know, they're beautiful cabbages that are totally fine to eat. And that's what you're gonna find too once you pull these out of storage. Now, I don't know how long a cabbage will last in storage because we always eat them up. But you know, you can even do this with store-bought cabbage. It won't last as long because by the time you get it in the grocery store, it's been harvested for a while. I don't know how long, but it's not like straight out of the garden like right now. But I know that they will last at least a few months. So we will have fresh cabbage into the fall, and then hopefully, you know, I'm planting a fall garden, so then that cabbage will store for the winter. But this is nice. We'll have this cabbage for the rest of the summer, fresh cabbage. We need to weigh these really quick. Can you weigh them and tell me how much with the numbers? Okay, you see how it says 0.0.0? All right, I'll put that on there.
1 pound, 6 pounds.
Okay. The tiny cabbage. Some of these are our smallest ones. Okay, now what numbers do you see?
Oh.
What number is that?
1.
Good. What number is that? 8.
1.
8.1. So it's 1 pound, 8.1 ounces. So can you say 1 pound, 8 ounce?
1 pound, 8 ounce.
Okay, good. Do the next one.
2 pounds. What happened to this?
Yeah. So 2 pounds, 12.
Yeah?
Yeah, see how the 1 and the 2 are together? That's the number. All right, now it's time to move on to squash and zucchini. I'm gonna make freeze-dried squash and zucchini chips. We are not big squash and zucchini lovers, but I'm thinking we'll like this. So I'm just coming out here to get this started because it takes a little while for the vacuum chamber to cool down. And I gotta grab my trays as well. The cool thing is that even if, you know, this takes at least 24 hours, but I can go ahead and chop as much as I can fit on my trays. And I think I have 8 or 10 trays altogether, and I can just pre-freeze those. And then whenever the first batch comes out, I can just stick the other ones in, and they will actually freeze dry quicker because they're pre-frozen. I was gonna make squash and zucchini chips with everything but the bagel seasoning, but I can't find it. So we're just gonna do olive oil, salt, and pepper. Make sure that door is shut, please. Push it all the way or it doesn't shut. I'm gonna cut them about 1/4 inch thick. I've actually never done this before, so we'll see how it turns out. Just do 2 tablespoons of olive oil, teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. And if I had Parmesan cheese, man, that would be so good. Oh, actually I do. I'm interested to see how this Parmesan looks freeze-dried. If it sticks to the squash and stuff, or if it falls off. Alright, let's go around and put these cabbages away. I'm gonna show you where I'm gonna put them. It's amazing down here. This is where the cabbages are gonna go. Okay, I wish I had a shelf, but I don't have a shelf yet. So I'm just gonna lay the cabbages up against this wall. This is farther back under the house, so it should stay cooler back here even when Wilder leaves the door open. But what I'm probably gonna have to start doing is locking that door so that Wilder can't run in and out and forget to shut it. Also, this is just an experiment. I've never stored cabbage in a root cellar before. I usually ferment my cabbage or store it in the refrigerator, but I'm trying to grow enough that it lasts a long time, and my refrigerator is only so big. I've seen other people do this, and we'll see. You know, this is an experiment. I'm sure it'll be tweaked. I'm sure there's ways I can do it better, but I'm excited to try this of storing cabbage in the root cellar. And then I need to grab some potatoes for dinner real quick. Here's the pile we set out for dinner. I think Brighton dumped them here because he wanted to use the Gorilla cart for something. I also know people that shred cabbage and freeze it. They also will freeze coleslaw. And so you might want to look into that option. I know I'm going to try that at some point this season, but you might want to look into that option if you don't have a fridge big enough, or you don't have a root cellar, and you don't want to ferment, or you don't like sauerkraut. Look into freezing, because I've heard that cabbage freezes really well. It is time to make dinner. One thing I love to do after we harvest potatoes, you're gonna find lots of these little tiny baby potatoes when you go to harvest your potatoes, or not lots of them, but if you're harvesting a lot of potatoes, you'll end up with a few handfuls of these. And so what I like to do is save those and kind of eat those as like a celebratory harvest meal. that's what we're gonna have tonight. And what I'll do is wash these. Cool thing is you don't have to cut them, I don't do anything, you just roast them. So I just held back some of that squash and zucchini because this is the way we like to eat it. You basically prepare it exactly how I did to freeze dry it, but then you put it in the oven and roast it. And then I've got my little potatoes and then a few more cut up. I was gonna do just a full garden supper where we don't eat any meat, we just eat all vegetables from the garden, but we have guests, so I felt like maybe I should have some protein. So we're gonna have some barbecue chicken. And then I will be making a quick coleslaw with these cabbages. And then I will be roasting these onions as well. All right, we've got our potatoes. Potatoes always take a lot of salt. And then my favorite is rosemary, but I'm out. So we're gonna actually do herbes de Provence, which my kids like that on their potatoes as well. This is bacon grease. I just dolloped it on there and then we'll stir it in once it is melted. So I could make onion rings, now that I think about it, but honestly, I'm a little tired for that. What I will do is just cut them in kind of big chunks to roast to keep it real easy. But man, onion rings sounds so good. And then all you do is toss them in a little oil and roast them. If I had room on my pan with the potatoes, I'd roast these with the potatoes, but I don't have room. What are we gonna sing?
What do you think?
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Amen. The amen part's my favorite. We always sound so pretty. Well, that's a beautiful garden grown plate right there.
Mama, look, is this from our garden?
That is, I just picked it this morning.
Where are they?
Zucchinis.
No, where are they in our garden?
Oh no. Sit down. I can show you sometime, Wilder. Bye. Well, guys, I always feel like I've lived an entire lifetime at the end of almost every day. But it is a lovely evening, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for joining us. Bye.